Hey there, and welcome to We Listen and We Don't Judge. I'm Claire, a mom of 2 boys, and with me is Macayle, mom-to-be of a sweet baby girl arriving this April. This is your go-to space for real talk, laughs, and everything in between. We're here to share the highs and lows of motherhood, friendship, and just life in general. So grab a coffee, kick back, and know that here, we listen and we don't judge. It's all love, all the time. Let's dive in. Welcome to the very first episode of We Listen and We Don't Judge. I'm Claire, and this podcast is all about honest conversations, oversharing, and navigating life's chaos, completely judgment-free. In today's episode, I'm introducing myself along with my co-host Macayle in the best way we know how, by playing a so-called rapid-fire question game that, spoiler alert, is anything but rapid. But it's fun, I promise. Then we're diving into something that hit way too close to home, online hacking. This past January, we both had a first-hand experience with it, and let's just say, it was a nightmare. I'll be sharing exactly what happened, the biggest mistakes we made, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself from ending up in the same situation. So grab your coffee, your wine, or whatever gets you through the day, and let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks for joining us on our first ever podcast.
First episode.
We're so thankful that you have chosen to watch. Just want to introduce ourselves really fast. My name is Claire. I'm the mom of 2 boys.
And I'm Macayle, due with a little girl in April.
Yes, we cannot wait for her to be here. And it's just been such a fun journey watching Macayle experience pregnancy for her first time. And we have had so many good conversations, in our office. Macayle works for me, by the way. I own Raylan James Marketing, and that's kind of how this friendship bloomed. She works for me, but we just get along so well. We may not always agree on everything, although most of the time we do. But it's just so fun to have conversations with her. And we thought, it might be fun to bring other people into these conversations and share that with everyone. Just that, like we said in the intro, it's all love all the time. And I think this world can be such a dark, angry place anymore where it's always, I have to be right and you have to be wrong. And so we hope to bring you laughter and our point of views, and we hope that you'll chime in and, we can grow a sisterhood, a family out of this. So
I guess introduce yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess I'll tell you guys a little bit more about me. Like I said, my name's Claire, and I am a mom of 2 boys. But before that, I had a life. Once you have kids, it's like, oh, you're Felix and Maddox's mom. And so before that, I, went to Fairfield High School, and I was most school spirited. I've always had just a love for our community and our sports here. And I went to college. I moved to Colorado after that and worked in an internship there at a ski resort. I'd never knew how to ski before I moved there, which is kind of crazy. But I had the best time, and I encourage everyone, especially if you're from a small town, to get out of your comfort zone and do something like that. I think the first day that I was there, I called my mom and I was like, get me a ticket. I'm coming home, because it puts you out of your comfort zone. It ended up being the best thing that I could have ever done. And I'll encourage my children to do the same. But yeah, I did that for a couple of years, and then I ended up back home and worked at a corporate job for a long time. And then I had I was pregnant with my first baby, and I was going to take
you got married in there.
Yes, I did get married. I did get married as well. Yep. I got married. And then I got pregnant with my first baby, and I was getting ready for maternity leave. I was going to take my 8 weeks off, and I was going to come back. And I remember the lady that I worked with in my office, she's like, you're not going to be back. And I'm like, what do you know? I'll show you. I will be back. And sure enough, 8 weeks passed, and I called in, and I was like, can I get an extension? I'm not ready to leave this baby. And I never returned. I ended up staying home and had another baby a year and a half later. and ended up starting Raylan James Marketing a couple months after he was born. So yeah, and from there we've just continued to grow, and we do like live streaming of local sports, and we've done a podcast before. But I'm super excited about, where this one's going to go, and just having, honestly, time to have some therapy with Macayle, and, hopefully you guys can enjoy it too. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm Macayle. I am 21. This past year, I graduated college from the University of Tennessee at Martin with a degree in communications. So that was in May, and then got married at the end of May, and then got pregnant at the end of July. Lots happened this past year, but and then
bought your first house.
Just bought our first house. So in the process of remodeling, but I started on with Claire in 2022.
Yep, as an intern, right? I think so.
Yeah. Or 2023.
Maybe 2023. It's so fun to have seen you grow. Like, so I went to a youth group, when I was a kid, and Macayle was literally like just born. Just not a little baby. She was a big old chunky baby.
Insert photo here.
Yeah, seriously.
Macayle as a child.
So it's just so fun to watch her grow up, and we may not have been in contact for a lot of those years, but then get to see her come back as an adult and literally just be one of my best friends in the entire world, and just become one of my people. It's just very cool. Okay, I thought we'd do like a little, rapid fire.
Get to know us.
Yes, get to know us. I can ask some questions, you can ask some questions, and we'll just, say our answers. But
you want to talk about our drinks first?
Oh, yes.
That kind of can go into that.
What's your favorite coffee shop?
I don't know.
Where's the thing at?
You can't really see it, but we're sponsored.
Yeah.
We're sponsored by Fusion.
They don't know it yet, but we're sponsored by Fusion. We go here at least once a workday, sometimes twice, maybe 3 times. Don't judge us. We
Claire,
listen and we don't judge.
Claire sometimes will finish her drink before we leave Fusion and then order another drink.
Shake it and say, "Can I get a refill, please?"
Claire's like invincible when it comes to caffeine. It really concerns me.
I'm telling you, like once I had the boys, I didn't even start drinking coffee till I was 22 when I moved to Colorado.
Did you drink a lot of like soda and stuff, like and tea?
I've always been a Diet Coke drinker, but it was just, I guess, Diet Coke and water and college years, booze. Yeah, favorite drink for me right now, it's probably a dirty chai. That's what I'm drinking right now, iced dirty chai, or I always love like a good Cuban latte. Yeah,
you used to be a Cuban girl.
I was a Cuban girl, and I still am at heart. But we have such a great barista over there that...
Shout out to Landon.
Shout out Landon. I love that I can go in there and be like, just make me a cup of joy. Like, what flavors I like, and every time he just knocks it out of the park. And it's just fun to not have the stress of trying to figure out what you want to order sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I drive Wyatt crazy because we can even be out of town and like not know, the barista or whatever. And I'm like, will you just make me your favorite? Or like, I'll tell them, I like honey and cinnamon. Right. Can you make me something like that? It drives Wyatt nuts. He's like, why can't you just say what you want?
I know. I like doing that though.
Yeah.
Going back to the creatures of habit thing, like it's just, if I go to a restaurant, I'm like, what do you order, or what do you make whenever
That's the
you're
ultimate Chet Snyder thing.
Yes, to do. I love it. Like it may not even be on the menu, like, but what do you throw together for yourself? And
make that for me.
Make that for me.
I'm
I
not
like
as much
spicy,
that way with food because I don't want to be disappointed.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
I know, because I'm not super picky, but I don't want to be like, make me what you like, but it can't have shrimp and it can't have mushrooms and
light salt.
Yeah. Second question. Let's see. Where is like your favorite place you've ever traveled?
I'm going to give 2 answers.
Okay.
We grew up vacationing to a family lake house in Virginia called Smith Mountain Lake. And it's not like lakes in Illinois or Kentucky that people around here go to.
It's actually like cleanish water and pretty.
And so I grew up going there. Like, I don't know, first time I went, I was probably like 6. Like literally clear water surrounded by mountains. Just stunning. And so then, like, when I got old enough to, like, get invited from friends to go to lakes in the summer here, I was like, no, gross.
You're calling that a lake?
The Ohio River? What? It's just, like, we don't leave all week, you know.
Yeah.
Groceries are there. The best.
It's probably, too, like, the memories.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, that was your childhood memories.
Yeah.
And it could have been, like, stressful as F for your mom. You know what I mean? But, like, when we've talked about that, like, she always made your childhood memories good.
Yes.
You know? But
yeah.
That's fun. And I actually want to go visit there now because you've described it so beautifully.
Yeah, the thing that stinks is it's, like, residential. And so there's not a ton of, like, I've looked up
Airbnbs or stuff like
which
that.
Which is good. Like, I'm glad that it's not. But, yeah, I would love to, like, take my kids there one day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's quite the drive, too.
Yeah.
And then the beach is always, I'm a beach girl.
Where do you go, or where's your favorite beach location that you've been to? 30A. Have you been to 30A? We've talked about that before.
So, is 30A, is Destin considered 30A?
I think it's a part of Destin.
Okay, so Destin we grew up going to, but I don't love how touristy it is.
Yeah.
Where we stayed, it was a, like, really small condo, so it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it can get really touristy.
Yeah.
We did one really big family vacation with my mom's side of the family to Cape Sandblast, which is, it's like a little peninsula. So on one side is literally the ocean, tiny little road, and then one side's the bay.
It's in Florida?
Yes. And it's like a tiny little town. Like, I think there was like 2 restaurants and an ice cream shop. Like,
it hadn't been overran yet by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the water isn't as pretty there.
Right.
But I like clear water.
I know.
Where's yours?
So Tybee Island is probably my favorite, like, vacation that we've been on. So keep in mind this was probably 10 years ago that we went there, and it wasn't very touristy now. I'm not sure. I haven't been back, but I think there's more, like, of the big hotels and condos and stuff. But when we went, it was just, you know, little like Airbnb, you know, duplexes or whatever, right on the beach, and you just walked out on your back patio and then walked down to the beach. And there were some little diners, an ice cream shop, fish shop, you know, a pizza place. It was just a wonderful week with my mom and stepdad and siblings. And
Is that
Georgia?
okay?
So we went.
I was gonna say South Carolina.
Yeah, it's Georgia. We went into Savannah one day. Beautiful. So I love that. And
Somewhere that, like, you want to go, because you've traveled a lot more than me.
I have. So my sister and I's bucket list has always been to go to all 50 states. Like I said, I want to go back to multiple ones, but I at least want to check all 50 off. So I literally have Hawaii and Alaska, which are probably going to be like
I have been to Alaska too.
Yeah.
I should have mentioned that.
I forgot about that.
Sorry.
It's okay. Hawaii and Alaska, which will probably for me be like, you know, anniversary trips or birthday trips, like when I get older and we have more money. Someday, one of these days. But I've never been to Louisiana. I have been to every single state in the South. We're in Illinois, right? I've been to like every single state all around Louisiana, but I've never been to Louisiana. So I really want to go there. And then the only other states I haven't been to are in the Northeast.
Maybe we should take a Northeast trip, because that's what I want to do right now.
Yes. I want to go in the fall, though, like an early birthday present for me. Like, go and like literally go to Maine and just travel down, because the only Northeast I've been to is like New York and West Virginia, which I don't even think you can count that, but all of those
I
need
want to
to
go to Nantucket.
Yes.
Have you seen pictures and stuff? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Are
And
you a seafood person? Do you like seafood?
yeah, I do.
Yeah. That's Noah wants to go so bad because he loves seafood. He just
Yeah.
wants to go eat like fresh lobster and
Yeah. What are they called? The lobster rolls.
uh-huh.
Like those look so good.
Yeah.
With the butter just like.
Oh yeah, dripping off of it.
Yeah.
And,
I've heard that the coffee isn't that good in the
Oh
Northeast.
no.
Though. Like maybe this is not true.
Yeah.
But for a couple people that I know have been on trips but maybe they're not coffee people and it
True.
actually is good.
This isn't a Casey's gas station coffee. This is like legit coffee.
Yeah.
I will say the best like black coffee that I ever had, honestly, was when I was out west, when I went to Portland, Oregon, when I went to Seattle, Washington. You go to like the coffee or the hotel lobby for breakfast, and they would just pour you a cup of black coffee. I'm like, what is this? Like, this is way better than anything I've had at home, which we have like Folgers.
You do drink black.
I can drink black. Yeah. I started out just drinking black, but now I like a little bit more flavor and creamer.
Isn't the original Starbucks like
in Seattle?
On the trip in California, I went to Oregon, but I don't think we went to Washington. Or maybe we just crossed over. Yeah. But really pretty too.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. There's so many beautiful things. I'm excited. We're doing a trip in September, and we're going to go across like the north. Yeah, the north part of the United States, and go through like South Dakota, and we're going to go out to Montana, and I don't know, stop in all the places along the way. And then we're going to go up to Calgary, and Banff National Park, and then come back down through Minnesota, I think. So I can start checking some, states off my kids' bucket list too, because I want them to experience all the states, and I also want them to like experience the national parks, because I just think that so cool. And I hope everyone, if you did not have a mental breakdown in January of this year,
God bless your soul.
We are jealous, just saying.
And give us all the tips for February.
Seriously.
I mean, it's already started off better.
For sure. Knock on wood. I don't have any, so I'm just going to knock on my head. But
why did I say that?
I know. Let's just get into that a little bit. And
I don't even believe in that.
I know.
But why do I say that?
Well, because every time that we said it in January, then something else would happen. So,
like, I literally said, like, I've been so healthy.
Yeah.
And then
got sick.
Yeah.
So, like, let's like even go back into December. Okay. So December sucked.
Yeah.
December was awful. We were like so looking forward to January because we had tough Decembers. Like,
yeah.
I remember, we all had the flu in my house. So
I don't even remember December because of January.
It's been overshadowed by January. Mm-hmm. But I remember we had four kids or 4 people in the house and a dog that all ended up with the stomach virus. So I was out of work for like 2 weeks in December alone, just being the mom, the primary parent, and being sick myself. And during that time, our basement also flooded. The sump pump quit working. Basement overflowed. And then our deep freeze that was full of like thousands of dollars of meat and stuff quit working. And so like I was like, oh man, December sucks, right? And it's like, oh, I can't wait for 2025, new year,
new baby.
Yeah. And then January came, yeah. And we're well into February, and January is still like kind of looming over us, but one for the record book. So that's kind of what this episode is going to talk about, and I'll just kind of tell the story of what happened, and then we'll get into it. But so January 2nd, Macayle and I are at work. I'm in the middle of a meeting. Actually, right before the meeting, I got a notification that someone was trying to log into my Facebook. So, which many people do. That happens all the time, right?
I think you had like sent me a text that morning and you were like, "Hey, change my Facebook password. Someone was getting
Right.
in." I didn't think anything of it
No,
because
it
like you just
happens.
said, it happens to
It
everyone.
happens all the time. And so denied the login. We changed my password. Thank you. And I proceeded to have this meeting. And, I heard my phone going off quite a bit, vibrations. Is it, a message, an email, a phone call? I don't know. That's just typical of my phone. So I wasn't
Not
thinking,
rare.
no, I wasn't thinking anything of it. And then I finally decided to flip it over, and I see all of these like emails that were coming through that said, your login code request for like Facebook, Uber, um, like Epic Games, my email. I mean, it was just like
Any app
every
that you can think of, probably.
every app. I bought like just the craziest things. LinkedIn. So I'm like, oh no, what's happened? Like this is definitely more than just a Facebook thing.
And you're in a meeting.
I'm in a
So you're like
meeting.
trying, I could tell I'm in my office. You're like trying to stay chill
Yeah.
until it was like you
I
couldn't.
couldn't anymore. I was trying to just continue the meeting and just like handle things on my phone, like block sign-ins, things like that. And it was like every time I tried to put out one fire, like 10 more were building. And so I quickly realized that it wasn't me versus one person. This was like me versus a computer program, making phone calls, trying to block it as much as I could. And I had to cancel the meeting. I had to tell the lady to leave. And I said, we're just going to have to reconvene, next week. Because this was January 2nd. Was it a Thursday?
Yes.
So I'm like, let's reconvene next week. And I had like every hope that by next week everything would be fine.
And also, we had this was our first day for our business of 2025 as well.
Yeah.
And so we had so many like business plans
Oh, yeah.
for the month of January. Like we were like rebooting.
We were making changes. We were, going to restructure our pricing. We were just ready to start off on like a new foot and just really hit the ground running, make the business more profitable, and really be able to like focus on our clients, provide for our clients in a better way. So we do social media marketing too. I don't know if we mentioned that. And website creation, website management, a lot.
Design.
Yes, a lot of our stuff is just technology based. And, we do live streaming. So when I see all of my accounts being hacked into, including Facebook, Instagram, Meta Business Suite. If you guys work in, social media at all, your Meta Business Suite is what like your account center where all of your accounts are. So at that point, like I realized they're not only going to be able to have access to my personal account, which number one is heartbreaking in itself. Like that has pictures from 2008 or 2006, 7, whenever I got Facebook, from college all the way until now. So that has my baby's pictures, my, wedding pictures, it really feels like a violation of your privacy. I understand that I posted this stuff on a social media app, but I also had control over if it was public or private. I had control over who my friends were. Now this is in the hands of someone that I don't know, and what are they going to do with it? Which, not to get too off track, but now as a mom, and now that this has happened to me, and that, just this icky feeling that they have my photos and photos of my family. I think about the amount of like photos of my kids that I posted without their shirts on, or, a baby butt or whatever, that like for my friends that I allowed to see that, it was like a cute thing.
Yeah.
And now that's in the hands of someone else, and that's just really icky. So I think as a social media marketing person, as someone with a marketing, background, it's made me take a step back and think about like, what do I want to share online, what is safe to share online. Like we kind of live in this, or I do, la la land that, best case scenario, nothing's going to happen. Like it can happen to you. It happened to me. I feel like I'm very prepared when it comes to something like this. Like I was much better prepared than, let's say, my mother would have been. Like, I was trying to put the fires out. But anywho,
I want to like explain too. Like
Yeah.
this wasn't just like an average, oh, my Facebook got hacked.
no.
Like every account that anything to do with Claire was connected to got hacked.
So I have this email, right, that I created. Keep in
Personal.
mind, I'm 38. Yep, it's my personal email. I created it probably in grade school. And
Really?
yeah, I bet it was. I had Claire Bell 86 for a long time, and this
That
was
was
my
in the first grade.
Yeah, this was my upgrade. I think it may have been high school because it was like you need to have a more
Still, that's crazy.
professional. So yeah, high school. Any account that I have logged into with that email address since, let's say, 2002. Okay?
I wasn't born.
Say
Wild.
2003. Seriously, any account that I had logged into, they were logging into. So the way it happened, now we know. We had multiple theories, and multiple IT people look at my computer, my phone, like, because I just could not figure out how they were getting in. But it started out with like getting into my IP address on my computers. We have multiple computers. They got into the IP addresses. They got in through like the Wi-Fi, I guess, which
So that was on December
29th, 2024.
a Sunday,
A
which
Sunday.
is wild because no one was even at the office.
Yeah, no one was here. So all of these like things just started happening on the 29th, and like they were trying to get into the printer. They were
What is it? It's February.
February. Well, we don't know what day we're going to air this. Today is the 6th.
Well, today is the 6th.
Yeah.
And it's still going on.
Yeah.
So December 29th.
So we're a month and a weekend. And so anyways, they were getting into the computers. They were getting into the printers. Basically, they were just trying to access anything they could. And then on January 1st, they created a domain name. And from that domain name, they then they like logged into my Microsoft Online account. And with that domain name, they were able to like, I don't know, do some sort of programming, logged into, on January 2nd, every single account that I've ever created. And like I said, I'm talking like Uber, Airbnb, Ibotta, eBay, Walmart, Hulu, Disney, Netflix,
Amazon.
Roblox, Amazon,
Literally everything.
everything you can think of. Facebook, obviously, Instagram. And since we are a social media marketing business, on January 2nd, our business stopped. Like we just were not able to do any work after that. And Thursday and Friday were complete washes, just trying to.
I don't even remember, honestly.
It was
I
like
don't-
blackout. Like it was just chaos. And when I realized it was bad, so we're like, fighting these fires on January 2nd. I went home to let my dog out in the middle of the chaos.
And like I knew it was bad, but I think when this happened, I was
Yeah.
like, this is not a normal oh, my Facebook got hacked. Add me as I had to make a
Make
new
a new
one.
Facebook. Oh man, it's so inconvenient. Like this was like an attack. Like it was like
Yeah.
a cyber attack.
This is when I was like, is this personal?
I know, I did too. So I drive home, take the dog out, and I'm driving back out of my driveway, and I happen to see out of the corner of my eye, there's like a Walmart delivery on my front porch, and I'm like, I haven't ordered anything from Walmart. And so I like get out and I go and look, and it's just like bags and bags of Icy Hot, Bengay, like pads and
$400 worth of
multiple-
groceries, right?
yeah, there was no groceries. It was all just like
Well, yeah.
but $400 worth from Walmart. And they delivered it to my house. So that's when I like tried to log into Walmart on my app, and it would not let me in. I will say that Walmart was amazing. They were apologetic. They felt so bad. She's like, we take our customer security very, very seriously. I love them. I was not able to regain access to my account, but the money got refunded. I got to keep all the Bengay and Icy Hot. So, hey,
Shout out to
comment below for a chance to win.
Yeah. And those pads were they're like good holistic pads.
They are good pads. Like they spent the money on it, okay? And I
can't-
got a Swiffer mop out of it too.
Oh. See, there was something good that came out. Thousands of dollars gone, but we got a Swiffer mop.
We got a Swiffer mop. You know, we're very like silver lining type of
Yep.
people. So
And I'll use those pads postpartum.
another thing that's not talked about enough. But so yeah, Walmart was amazing. Another one that was really great was eBay. So they got into my eBay account and tried to buy something, actually buy a wheelchair and walker.
$4,000 wheelchair.
$4,000. And my bank blocked it. They knew it was a hack. I don't like spend $4,000 on a debit card, you know. So they blocked it. And also eBay immediately, once it was flagged as fraud, they immediately locked everyone out of the account. So I was able to like get back in. I called them and they were so great, so helpful. And then like, 2 weeks later,
I was gonna say there's been stuff going on with eBay
Yes.
for a while.
2 or 3 weeks later, I get another notification that my account had been blocked and that I had to contact customer service. And they said there was an unusual sign-in attempt. Keep in mind, at this point, I've changed my email associated with the eBay account and I've changed my password.
Literally 2 weeks of her life just being changing passwords, putting in like authentication
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. It's been absolutely crazy, but they noticed that sign-in. They immediately kicked them out. And that's how we were able to actually find our hacker's address and phone number. So because they kicked them out so quickly, they weren't able to get back in and remove that, which was...
So they had like put in their
shipping
phone
address.
number. Yeah.
So crazy.
Which that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right? So that would have been like
3 weeks.
3 weeks in. So let's back up a little bit
Yes.
because a lot
happened. So let's just do like timeline. All right. So I noticed my Facebook was being hacked, but I still, on January 2nd, but I still had access to it. So I just made sure to like make a post as quickly as possible while I still had access and say, hey, all of my accounts are being hacked. Do not click on any links. If you get a message from me, I don't need money. If you get an email from me, I don't know what the extent of it is at this point. So I just wanted to make a warning where that's where I had the most friends. I could get information out to them quickly. And I just told everyone, I don't know. Just don't. I don't know, but just don't, please. I don't want, I'm like, that would be the most heartbreaking part for me. Sure. Like
You're always thinking about other people.
right. Like, sure. Like this is a pain in the butt for me right now, but
Yeah.
like I would be heartbroken if my grandmother got
Yeah.
for $1,000 because she thought I needed it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
But the
that's
crazy thing is these people didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They didn't message anyone. They didn't like post any weird things on Claire's account.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything.
They just caused inconvenience. And like literally when we found out this address was in the UK, I was bamboozled because I was convinced, right? We were convinced that this was just like, who has it out for me? Who hates me? Because all this was an inconvenience. All this did was cause me mental harm and caused everyone around me mental harm because it was my life for
Like
literally.
this would have been an inconvenience to anyone, obviously, but
Right.
for you, it was like detrimental to your business, which is your
my
your
life. Yes.
And
Outside of my kids and my husband, you know, my family, this is my life. This is like, I've built it since 2019. You know, started with one client to where we are today. So when they got, which I know it's not just Facebook, but when they got the Facebook account, so I fought them up until 6 a.m. on January 3rd. And finally at 6 a.m. on January 3rd, they kicked me out of my own Facebook. And that's when like my heart sank, because from that, they were able to like access my Meta account, the account center. They were able to like remove me from my own account center, which means all of my social media clients, I didn't have access to their accounts. My personal businesses, let's see, Bobcat Nation, Mule Nation, Raylan James Marketing, RJ on Main, Weddings with RJ. Like, we have multiple pages. RJ on the Air, 6+ pages, right? My own personal pages.
All gone.
Gone. I have no access to them. You know, we
Did
luckily,
I, at this point, I'm trying to remember. So, also, we work on a team.
Yes.
And so I was logged into Claire's account as well.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked me out before you even got kicked out. So, because we were like, okay.
You go in, make sure
Yes.
you're still an admin, remove
change the
them,
password. We were like both changing the passwords. They were bypassing the passwords that we would change.
We could not figure it out.
They would send codes. The code, you send a code to get into your account, because she had that set up.
Yeah.
For
the authenticator codes, And that was the crazy part too. So we're doing this. We're like going in this like loop, right? And we're getting authenticator codes sent to us. It became, we would get the same authenticator code over and over again.
Mm-hmm. We didn't realize it for a little bit.
No, but that's obscene. That never happens.
There's so much weird stuff that happened that I've never seen happen.
Which now, we're flashing forward again, but now what we know is that they came in through the internet and the IP addresses. Mm-hmm. So they were, watching every single thing we did. Yeah. Originally, we thought it was just through my email, through Microsoft Online. And when it turned out to be through, they were like on our computers, or my phone, whatever was connected to our Wi-Fi, they were able to access.
Right.
Which is crazy.
And you never think like your Wi-Fi is hacked into.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something that ever really crossed our mind.
And we had someone come up who's an IT person in town. We had, him come up and look, and, we took precautions with him. We went out to a local IT business and worked with him for hours, multiple days. And then we had another friend that came in that's an IT guy, and like every single one of them found something else, like took us a step farther or told us, okay, this needs to be removed. Here's where they're getting in. Here's where it started. And it wasn't until
the
last guy. And even after he left, it was a good probably week after we met with him, that weird things were still happening. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, how is this still happening? And he said, did you change your internet password? The whole time my mind was so focused on all of these apps and all of these accounts. Never in my life did I think, I need to change my internet password.
Because who thinks about that?
Who thinks about that?
And you said so many times, like, it seems like they're on my phone. Like, at one point we started whispering to each other because we were so creeped out. Because, okay, there was some
we're writing it on a piece of paper. Like,
there was some weird stuff that happened.
Yes.
Okay, so that Saturday, I'm trying to get the timeline.
I know.
Right. That Saturday, I think.
Yes, Saturday I was at home, right?
Yes.
And I constantly was just trying to like log back into my Facebook account because, like I said, that's the biggest issue. I don't care about my eBay. I don't care about my Walmart, although it's very inconvenient to have to go and do my own shopping.
Your Walmart
inside.
Doesn't affect your business. You're more worried about the
I'm
business
worried about
related.
my business. And so I'm like, I'm trying to log in. So I used my email and my new password to log into Facebook. And I texted Macayle and I said, I just logged into your Facebook. How does that happen?
Her email.
My email. My password.
Her new password that she had created, and it logged her into my personal Facebook.
And I was like, she's like, what do you mean? Like,
because then
I said no.
So then I got on my phone. I was at a funeral.
Yeah.
I got on my phone and it was like someone's logging in trying to be you.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they ever tried to get into my stuff.
No.
But why? We don't know why that happened.
It was the weirdest thing. And we talked to all, the technology people about it too. And we're just like, what? How could that happen? They said sometimes wires get crossed or whatever. I'm like,
No.
it
was weird.
That's weird.
It would have been weird on a normal day, but on a
Right.
weird day, it was really weird.
Yeah. The fact that all of this was happening was just absolutely crazy. So
Also, they knocked me off of admin on everything. Remember, they
yes.
removed me.
Yep. As soon as they gained access, they removed her as an admin on everything, on Facebook. And then even on Instagram, like I said, they messed with the account center. So on my personal Instagram, I said owner of at Raylan James Marketing, at RJ on Main. Those had all been untagged, they they removed me from it. And I don't know if they changed the handles, if they were still there, or, I don't know. I cannot fathom what the point of this was.
I don't understand what they gained.
I don't either. And so
the fact that they worked at it for so long too.
And that's why in my mind, which I'm full on conspiracy theorist right now at this point.
And I'm not.
I know, but just the crap that happened, I'm do I know the extent of it yet? It's been 5-6 weeks.
You were really worried about going out of the country.
I
and
was
figuring out that your identity had been stolen.
Yes, because in my email, you just think all of your stuff's going to be secure, right? And so in my email were past year's tax documents with my husband's, kids, mine, birthdays, social security numbers. So I was just very scared of what's going to happen next, right? So when I'm trying to go out of the country with my passport, is it going to be valid? Have they tried to create a new passport at this point? When my kids go to get their first credit card at 18 years old, are they going to have, 10, 11, 12 years of credit history where they haven't paid for a single thing? You know what I mean? Are my clients, are their accounts going to continue to get hacked?
Which we figured out that they really weren't at danger.
Yeah.
Because I really feel like it was, if they wanted to get into my account, they could have.
They could have.
I was on the internet here, you know what I mean? And
right.
They never messed with, because we checked, so on Facebook you can see, who's active.
Right.
No one had ever been, in my account. That's why I was I had a day when I'm like, Claire, is someone out to get you?
Yeah, we're
who? So personal.
Which maybe still, we haven't found out. Maybe still, it's someone paid this guy in the UK to mess with me. Out of the accounts that got hacked, the ones that I attempted to recover, I want to rank them. I will rank Walmart number 1. They were amazing. I didn't get my account back, but they were literally apologetic. This lady's job is customer service, right? And I'm sure she deals with a lot of crap. And I was a very emotional wreck. And she was so nice and apologetic. And I loved her. And so she was awesome. I was on the phone for 5 minutes total. 2 you were here for, Disney and Hulu.
Disney was great, but they did ask for...
And that's the only reason they got number 2. They did ask for a quick 3-minute survey at the end of the phone call, and
of course Claire did it.
I was literally bitchy.
Her life is up in flames, and she gave them a 5-star review, which they deserved the 5-star review.
They did.
It's pretty much so you're explaining to someone how your house is on fire, and they kind of help you get the fire out, but then they're like, okay, could you give us a review now?
Could you please leave us a review?
Could you just do this quick survey? And Claire was
I was griping as I was waiting for the survey to start.
And then she did the survey. I'm like, you could have just hung up.
Macayle goes, did you just give them all 5 stars? Yeah. Yes, I did. I did. eBay was amazing too. Like I said, actually, they should probably be number 1. They were awesome. But I just want to take a minute to say that let's put everyone else, every other account in there. And then let's add 2,000 others. And I'm going to say Facebook, Instagram, Meta.
0 out of 5 stars.
0, -5, -500. 0 customer support. Not a phone number that you can call. if you call the phone number that you can find online, it tells you you can't talk to anyone. Sent emails to every single email that I could find online. Not a single response the entire time. Absolutely crazy. Do not recommend them at all. It's actually very
Don't
hard.
recommend Facebook, Instagram, or Meta. If you have an account, delete it. Just
delete
kidding.
it now. Definitely just protect yourself. Like, we want to talk about that for sure, because that's like just something that I'm super passionate about now. Like, as big of a pain in the ass as it is to have authenticator apps set up, like, I thought I was safe because I had 2FA, which is two-factor authentication. I had that set up on all of my accounts, where I would get a code sent to my phone, a code sent to my email when I logged in, or if someone else was trying to log into my account.
Like, I couldn't log in to Claire's account
Right.
without her approving it.
I
So
would-
that's what's so confusing to me.
Because they were in my phone and in my computer, in my email, they could get these 2FA codes. So as safe as you think you are, when you are setting them up to come to your phone number, to come to your email, you're not. Like, that's literally how they took over every account I've ever created. So recommend an authenticator app. How many of you have the same password on multiple accounts? Right? We're all guilty of it. How many of you have had the same password since college, or have a variation of the same
Since I was
password?
8.
Right. Like, because we want it to be easy for us to remember,
Yeah.
right? And so use your iPhone's suggested passwords if you want.
And your password was even hard.
Right. I thought so.
It
How are
for
you
sure
coming up
was.
with that, other than they somehow found access?
They had to have seen it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, yeah, be sure and change your passwords regularly. The iPhone suggested password are fine, but they're very, very complicated. And the more complicated they are, the harder for a hacker to find. But I have learned that I think it's better to just change your, have one that you're going to remember. Make it complicated. Do, symbols, do capital letters, do, stars and exclamations and stuff like that. But just change it more regularly. I suggest, like every 3 months, changing your passwords. I'm going old school now. I'm not saving. I don't want to save anything on my computer anymore as far as passwords go. I don't want to save anything in my iPhone stored passwords. I understand it's convenient, and I understand you don't think this can happen to you, or it won't happen to you, or it won't be a big deal if it does. But think about every account that you've created in your life, including bank accounts, personal information. The thing that got me the most outside of the kids, all the photos of my kids being in someone else's hands, was when we got into eBay, and my address in eBay was just my first name and my last name, and then my address.
You never had your middle name on anything.
Never had my middle name on anything. When they typed in their address for the stuff to be shipped to, it was my first name, my middle name, and my last name. And I don't know why that felt like such a violation, but I was like, oh my God. Like, they know me. They know everything about me. They know my address. They know my middle name. As easy as it was for us to find them and find their house and find their phone number and give them a call, they could literally do the same to me. And I feel so creeped out. We're in a small town. We were always the type of people that didn't lock our doors, that didn't have security cameras, and like all of that's changed now because of this violation of, my privacy. So anyways, it's been a month. There's so much more that we could say about it. But
And honestly, we said this morning, like, you can do everything right too.
Right.
And they're that good. Like, this isn't one person sitting behind their computer doing this. These are businesses.
Yeah. This house that they live in is like $1.5 million house, and it's a business. It's not just me that they went after. They do, I think, attack small businesses because they understand that small businesses' cybersecurity is going to be a lot more lax. So
Yeah, we did call this person.
we did call them. We should insert the audio here.
I could play it.
Oh yeah. We called them. If this does happen to you, I want to suggest as well, like, file a police report with your local authority, regardless if you lost $0, $300, $1,000, thousands of dollars. File a report with your local police department, and they can go up the chain from there. We have filed a police claim. It's been passed on to the attorney general, and if this is a business, if it has happened to other people, all of my information that I've given them, which is a lot more than they typically get, address, phone number, then we'll have a case. We'll have bigger case. So just be sure and do that for yourself and for others, to file that police report.
I think this would have been a lot easier too if we figured out it was someone in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
But with it being in the U.K., like,
now we have to get another,
and
country's
it's
jurisdiction
so
involved.
weird too. It's like a town of like 11,000 people.
Yeah.
We said.
Yep, very small
Okay.
town.
Do you want me to play this?
Yeah, sure.
Hello?
Hi, is this Claire Vaughn?
No. You've got the wrong number, sorry.
Who am I talking to?
England.
Who?
Sorry?
Who am I talking to? Still just makes my blood boil.
It's so crazy that as soon as you said the name, he giggled.
Yeah, literally giggled, and then
It
At
sounded
the-
like he said England.
I know, England. Who am I talking to? England, which I guess UK is in England.
Did we
right?
ever call back, or did we just do that one time?
No, we just did that one time. So, anyways, to be continued on the hacker situation, but yeah, we just felt like called, I guess, to kind of share our story with everyone and like give you some tips and tricks on what to do to help protect yourself from this happening to you. Because, like I said, as big of a pain in the butt as it is to write down your passwords and have authenticator apps and all of that stuff, like, I would not wish what I went through in January on my worst enemy. And like, I only think the people like truly closest to me understood what actually I was going through, because like you said, everyone was really just like, oh, our Facebook got hacked. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. And it's like, I was not able to operate as a business the entire month of January.
It's still affecting us.
It's
It's
still-
February, what did I say?
Yeah,
February 6th, and
we still don't have all of our clients back. You know,
it's changed our business.
It's changed our business 100%, and made us really take a step back and reflect and you know, like we said, we had all these hopes and dreams and like new plans for 2025, and some of those are staying the same, but a lot's changing just because. Thank God for insurance, right? I filed an insurance claim. I don't know that anything will ever come of it, but we do have liability insurance if something were to have happened to our social media accounts, our customers, our clients' accounts. But that liability is just almost too much for me to bear. You know what I mean? Like, it's very scary. And like I said, it just really makes you take a step back and think, where do I want to go from here?
Yeah.
So,
And it's made us have to do that too.
right.
Like,
Which sometimes we need a little kick in the butt. So thank you, hacker. For
I don't mean it like that. I'm just
No.
saying, like, I'm trying, silver lining. type
Yeah,
of-
for sure.
Like, I don't know. I think we've had to be like, okay, what are we going to do? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like, this was our plan. It can't happen anymore.
Right.
Like, what we
What are we
hoped
going to
for.
do?
hmm
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
To be continued.
What are we gonna do? Got some questions.
Oh, my knees are hurting. Stretch it out.
If I stood up right now, I think I would pee.
I'm proud of us. We haven't taken one pee
She's been
break.
kicking my bladder so hard. Do
Aww.
you see her right there?
Yeah, I do. Hi, baby.
Feel how hard it is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel her. Aww. I miss having babies in my belly. It's the best.
Yeah, people probably get weirded out by me touching my stomach all the time, but I don't care.
How do you feel when other people touch your stomach? Are you weirded out by it?
So I like when
You don't mind it?
when Wyatt does and my mom does, and
Yeah.
like, people
Right.
that I'm close to, I like it because I'm like, oh, they like feel connected to her,
Yeah.
But
Strangers.
and usually people say like, can I touch your men doing it weirds me out.
Yeah.
And like, if you're awkward about it, then that
Right.
makes it awkward.
It's like you hold on too long. It's like the awkward hug, like I'm a hugger. I love to hug, and I'm
Yeah.
good with it being like a 30-second.
Yeah.
But like if you linger too long, it gets weird.
Unpopular opinion. There's no reason to make your bed every morning.
Ooh, that's a good one.
We're about to be exposed.
Yes. I never make my bed. Like I'm saying, like when I wash my sheets, I make it. And then like when I get on a kick every couple months I'm going to make better choices, starting with making my bed every morning. And I'll do it for that one day. And then I don't do it anymore. But contrary to that, I love getting in a made bed.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I got up and made my bed every morning, because going home, getting in a made bed, it's wonderful.
So here's my theory. I think that I will
Once you have a baby?
once I'm in my new house.
Yeah.
Will I? Probably not. But I think that I
High
will.
hopes. New year, new me, right?
I just think like we're getting new bedding.
Right.
New
You're going to be
sheets.
excited. You're going to be
How
excited.
long will it last?
Right.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Right. You're going to be excited at first, and you're going to like try your hardest.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have a new baby, and you're going to be like, when did I shower last?
Yeah.
Did I brush my teeth today?
Have I gotten out of this bed
Yeah.
other than to grab her to nurse her?
Right. What is that?
Is
spit
that
up
spit up?
or
Dried milk?
vomit? Poop.
Poop.
Yeah.
Okay, so we wish.
Yeah. We wish we did. We admire you that do.
Oh, Dunkin' Donuts is better than Starbucks.
Ooh.
Coffee-wise.
Yeah. I'm going to go with, I want to say Dunkin' Donuts is just because of their attitude. When I go to Starbucks, I'm very intimidated to order, right? I feel like you have to know exactly what you want. And don't you dare say large. Like don't screw this up.
Wyatt always does.
And they hate you, and they
Yeah.
let you know.
I want a medium.
But I will say that I choose to go to Starbucks more often than I do a Dunkin'.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a higher caliber, a higher quality coffee.
I don't know. I don't love. Okay, Starbucks matcha is better,
Okay.
and like I like their refreshers and
Okay,
stuff like
yeah.
in the summer.
Yeah.
But I think Starbucks kind of has a burnt taste.
Yeah. It's like, I think their espresso, it's just too strong.
Yeah, and then like the syrups are like super, like artificial. So then
Yeah.
it's.
Yeah.
But I mean, Dunkin' is too.
Yeah. That's why I love our local coffee
Yeah.
shop,
I
because they're
prefer
all
local.
Yeah, same.
Also, have you had 7 Brew? They have one in Mount Vernon.
I have not. I've drove by it, but I have not went yet.
I really like it.
Okay,
It's good.
I'll have to try
Very
it.
creamy. Like
Yeah.
I like a good.
Yeah, which was why we get oat milk. I feel like
Yeah.
oat milk gives more of this creaminess.
Yeah, if you don't get oat milk in your coffee, just trust.
Try it one time and tell us if we're wrong.
I don't think it
but-
makes as big of a difference in hot. I could be wrong.
Right.
But for iced, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's delish.
Okay. So I think laundry rooms are dumb.
Okay.
I don't know if this is an unpopular
Yeah,
opinion.
probably. Sounds
But
pretty
like
dumb.
if I ever, you sound stupid.
You're the only person in the world that thinks that.
I'm judging you, but go ahead.
We listen,
listen.
and we don't judge.
So Me and Wyatt always say, like, if we build a house someday, which after remodeling, I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to move out of this
Right.
house.
Yeah, this is ours forever now.
But, like, our laundry room will be in our room. Like, it'll be like a closet, I guess, in our room. Because it makes no sense. We do the laundry. We, like, have to fold it to take it to our room. But, like, why can't I just go to put the clothes on when they're...
I love that.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's amazing. And I've seen it where they have, like, the washer and dryer in their closet. And then I've also seen it where they have it, like, another spot, like in the mudroom or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So you can do your... But I'm like, can you imagine having 2 sets of washers and dryers? Like, and
Oh, that's intense.
I think, here's an unpopular opinion. If I were to ever get rich, I would not buy a big house. Unless I was rich enough to have a maid or something. I love cozy. Obviously, I want like a big master bathroom. Like baths are my jam.
That's an unpopular opinion.
Really, I know
I
that
don't
is
like baths.
that's a good one because I get judged for that a lot. They're like, "Wait, you just wash in your own filth? Like you wash your hair in there?" I'm like, "What do you think I'm doing? Like, I'm not a pig farmer."
See, so Wyatt is a farmer, and he doesn't after he gets home from the farm.
Right.
But that's what grosses me out is like he he takes baths, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, why?
For me, it really started. I mean, my mom's always been like, when you're sick, here's some Sprite. Let's take a bath. Break your fever. Take a hot bath.
I think it's how you grew up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that was just always a comfort for me. Oh yeah. So that's my probably unpopular opinion. If I were to ever get rich, I would never buy this big old house just because I don't like spending a lot of time cleaning. We have 1 bathroom currently, 4 people, 1 bathroom. And I'm not good at keeping it clean. Like, can you imagine having a house with like 4 bathrooms in it?
Yeah.
And you have to clean all of those?
I follow a girl. She has 3 girls, her and her husband. 7 bathrooms.
What?
That's insane to me.
I mean, I think I would
Why?
I would caution tape some off. You know what I mean? And be like, no, you're not using this because I don't want to have to clean it.
And just like why?
Why?
Like why? That's how I am. Like I could see myself having like 6 kids, but I ain't gonna have 6 bedrooms.
Yeah, 3 bathrooms sounds perfect. All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. I hope that you learned a little bit about us and learned about some steps to take to prevent yourself from going through what we have as a business. And I hope you'll come back for episode 2. All things motherhood.
And not just motherhood. Like I don't
Just
wanna,
womanhood.
Yeah.
I
But
think.
really excited.
I am too. I had a lot of fun today. And please help us, spread the word about our new podcast. We listen and we don't judge. And, share it on your pages, anything that you can do to help us gain a little traction.
And comment topics like that you would like to hear about because we love that too.
Yes. And like we said, episode 2 is going to be motherhood, womanhood, that type of stuff. So if there's any like unpopular opinions or certain topics that you would like us to cover or questions that you have as a woman or a mom that you would like to know our opinions on, comment those below in the video or on the reel. So yes, send us some comments and some ideas, and thank you again for joining us.
This was so fun.
So fun.
And remember,
we listen and we don't judge. It's all love all the time. Bye.
Bye. Unpopular opinions.
Cut that part out. Outtakes.
Oh, I'm holding.
This was really fun.
This was so much fun.